Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. It's Paulie, Esther here. So we had a couple things come out today. There was a public test build, a new version for us to test on PC of what will be the mid-chapter patch. We got to test out what all changes they're proposing to bring to us in the mid-chapter patch and see if there are any bugs. Numerous changes, too many for me to mention or cover in this video. I will include a link to the patch notes. Probably the most significant thing in the patch from what I can see is that they're increasing the time to heal a survivor from 12 seconds to 16 seconds, which means that if you're using self-care, instead of it taking 24 seconds, it takes 32 seconds, and if you are mangled from the sloppy butcher effect or certain huntress hatchets and things like that, it'll take up to 40 seconds now for you to heal yourself with self-care. That's pretty significant. I think that may do something to shift the balance a little bit, make killer's job a little bit easier. We'll have to see what happens. I think that's probably the most significant change, but there were a lot of killer perks that got buffed, survivor perks that got buffed, map changes, a lot of changes. So as I said, if you want to read all about it, there's a link in the description of the video for all of these changes. They also put out a community player satisfaction survey, and I really recommend that you take part in it because, as always, this is the way that you shape the game by telling them what you think and giving them feedback. So, at first glance, it looks to be just a satisfaction survey about the new chapter Shattered Bloodline, but it's a little deeper than that, so we'll get into it. So first question, general satisfaction overall, how satisfied are you with Dead by Daylight? Number 2, have you played the latest Dead by Daylight chapter Shattered Bloodline? Yes, I played Survivor. Yes, I played Killer. No, I haven't played it. Number 3, how satisfied are you with the latest chapter? How would you rate the following features? For number 4, rate the spirit's appearance, power, Adam Francis character appearance, and the new map and the map gameplay. Number 5, how do you rank the brand new 6 perks to the game: Haunted Ground, Rancor, Spirit Fury, Autodidact, Deliverance, and Diversion? One thing you should note is that Diversion has been changed in the PTB so that the pebble bubble is lower to the ground now, so it can't be obviously spotted by the killer for what it is. So that's been changed. Number 6, roles, experience, and platform. Which role do you play the most, Killer, Survivor, both equally? When did you start playing Dead by Daylight? Number 8, what platform do you play on? Number 9, here's where we get into the nitty-gritty. If you could change just one thing about Dead by Daylight, what would it be? So, this could be, you could say we want dedicated servers, we should get rid of Decisive Strike, we should get rid of Survive with Friends, etc., etc. You can tell them what you think the one thing that would make Dead by Daylight better for you is. Number 10, how satisfied are you with the Dead by Daylight's communications with the community? Number 11, thoughts on the Dead by Daylight community. Okay, now this is, like I said, we're getting into the nitty-gritty. It's deeper than just what you think about the chapter. This is them wanting to hear from you what you think about the community and what we can do to make it better. So, from your experience, how would you evaluate the Dead by Daylight community? Displeasing, hardy, somewhere in the middle. Number 12, what is your perception of players who play Killer? Number 13, what is your perception of players who play Survivor? Number 14, from your point of view, what are the game mechanics in Dead by Daylight that drive toxicity? Teabagging! Get rid of the teabagging. That drives me crazy. No, I'm just kidding. So this is where you can shape the game and decide what you think is the worst part of the game. If you think Decisive Strike just drives me crazy, I don't think that we should have Survive with Friends because people who play Survive with Friends have built-in extra perks without earning them because they can talk to each other on comms. So they have built-in kindred bond, empathy, all this. They know where everybody is. It's not fair. Perception of players who play Killer, perception of players who play Survivor. For me, I don't really have an opinion on this. I just feel like all the perks that are in the game were there to be chosen by people who bought this game and play the game the way they like it. So I don't criticize people for what their perk builds are, what their strategy is. If they want to camp, if they want to tunnel somebody, they can play the game they want to. I don't have any opinion on it. Like, if you had a bad game or you got tunneled and camped and dead, you know what? These games only run about 15 minutes. There's another one around the corner. Just move on and try and have a better experience next time. You're not gonna solve anything by jabbing at the person in the post-game chat about, you tunneled me, blah, blah, blah. Like, nobody wants to be told how to play. Like, they all paid for the game. They can play the way they want. And, I'm never trying to embarrass somebody on the other side of that screen, because they're a living, breathing human being there, and they have feelings, so I never want to, jab at somebody. As long as they're not jabbing at me first. But, I just try to be respectful of people in the game on both sides. I know not everybody acts that way, and I wish that we did, because it would make our community better. So you can put in here what you think. I don't really have a perception of people who play on either side of the game. Like, I just want to have fun. So I don't know. The context of this is kind of weird for me. Like, I don't know, what am I supposed to say? Salty tryhards? Like, I don't get it. I don't know what answer they're looking for me on that question, because I just want to play. And I want to play the way I want. I'm not going to, type in there, oh, you had to use this because it's a crutch perk. Anybody can play whatever build they want. And I think people get too hung up on what happens in the game sometimes. But anyway, let's move on. Conclusion, number 15. How likely is it that you would recommend Dead by Daylight to a friend or a colleague? And can you detail your reasons behind this score? 17, what's your gender, what country do you live in, and how old are you? And that's it. So it's 19 questions, takes about 10 minutes to fill out. I would recommend that you participate in it, because as I said, I think that they're looking for the feedback. You might as well give it to them to help them shape the game towards whatever your point of view is and what would make it better. So, enough with that. Now we'll go on to the big news here. So as I said, this PTB came out today. There's a lot of changes in here in depth. User interface changes. They changed flashlights. They took out all of the moon bouquets. We can no longer control the lighting at all in the game. They changed some stuff with the blood webs, the fast vaults, some changes to the spirit. They reduced hook time for how long it takes a killer to hook a person. So many things. They put in a minimum distance of 24 meters between each hook. Minimum distance for pallets. Changes to certain maps. Haddonfield, the game, Coldwind Farm. All of the cow tree walls have been shortened. The Pale Rose map and the Grim Pantry, both swamp maps, are smaller. They changed the flashlight. The way the killer sees it, they don't see a white screen anymore. It's kind of like if you closed your eyes and looked up at the light, the inside of your eyelids, it's kind of what it looks like for the killers now when they get blinded. And again, the biggest one for me is the healing change, increasing that healing time to 16 seconds. That's going to be a big one, because a lot of times when you unhook somebody, you barely get that heal off to heal them up before the killer comes back in that 12 seconds to complete it. Now, with it taking an additional 4 seconds, it might be tough to get some of these heals completed before killer comes back. I think that this is a big change to the game, and it's going to make it difficult. They increased recovery speed on the ground and increased it to 95% recovery before you get help instead of 85%. They changed sabotage a bit to make sabotage items stay sabotage longer with the perk. Some emblem changes. They made it so that if the killer stays around a hook survivor within 16 meters, it will reduce the quality of their chaser emblem if they hang around. So that's kind of there to discourage camping. And then we had the survivor perks Alert, Bond, Iron Will, Botany Knowledge, Soul Survivor, and Leader were all buffed. Oh, Leader, Vigil, and Streetwise were all buffed. And the killer perks Noed was buffed, Make Your Choice was buffed, and Beast of Prey was buffed. And then there's a bunch of bug fixes. Like, it's well worth reading. So I'm going to put a link to the description of all these patch notes for you to peruse. Now, we're going to get into some spoiler stuff, so stop watching if you don't want to know, because I'm going to talk about cosmetics and the Hallowed Blight event. If you're somebody who wants to be surprised and you don't want to know about any of this stuff for the upcoming event, you can stop watching now. Just consider that the end of the video. If you do want to know about it, carry on. So, as I said, the PTB came out today, and along with the PTB, there was new information in the files. People sent me some Imgur links and some Reddit links and some Discord links, and I've seen some stuff that's going to be coming out over the next 3 weeks once this October 19th event begins, the Hallowed Blight. So it looks like there's going to be an in-game community event again, and there are some special cosmetics. Of course, we don't know if any of these cosmetics are free or if they're all unlockable by doing certain things, or if they have to be paid for with shards or auric cells or either. So there's 3 banners in the files. There's one for the Hallowed Blight, which shows these 5 original killers have gotten new cosmetics. And then we have this Alpine Kate collection banner. And then we have this Vicious Victorian collection for the doctor and the nurse. So for this Hallowed Blight collection of killers, we have front and center, we have the Trapper. And it looks like he has this terrifying mask made out of wood with the sharpest teeth ever. From there, we have the Wraith. He looks like he's also made out of like some part of a tree, and his guts look like they're ripped open. Like this is the kind of stuff that I thought we were going to get. Not cutesy costumes, but terrifying images of stunning cosmetics. And then we have the Huntress and this rabid rabbit mask. That looks very good. And then we have this very terrifying and disturbing looking doctor who appears to have a third eye. I mean, this kind of looks Momo-esque to me. If you know who Momo is, that looks terrifying for the doctor. It looks like his face is melting. I can't wait to see this stuff in game. The Hillbilly one is not apparently available. From the header, he kind of looks like a zombie to me. We'll have to see what they deliver us on that. So these are the Hallowed Blight images. I can't wait to see what they look like in game. I think this is going to be some terrifying stuff. Again, we don't know if these are pay or free. We're going to find out together on the 19th, I suppose. So from there, we're going to go to this Kate Alpine collection. So it looks like she's ready to go hunt for a Yeti here, climb some mountains here, scale Mount Kilimanjaro in this cold weather kit. And she's got her little piton hammers, whatever they call those that you use to climb mountains. And then we have this Vicious Victorian collection. Now on the banner, it shows the doctor and the nurse, but I believe that this Claudette and Dwight are also part of the collection. So we'll start out with the doctor, and he has like this steampunk looking head, and his specialty practice obviously is not dental hygiene. Like, look at his chiclets he's got going on here. Oh man, that's a crazy looking head on this doctor. Then we've got the nurse here in her Victorian corset all tucked in there, and a cute bonnet on her head, and her face is all covered as always. So that's a pretty interesting cosmetic, I think. And then to go along with this Victorian theme, it looks like this Dwight and this Claudette also fit into that. So we have Dwight here with his key at his side and some wireframe spectacles, and Claudette also, she looks like a Victorian scientist, I suppose. So those, I think, are the Victorian outfits. That's all that I have for you as far as the outfits go. So here's what I expect. We're thinking maybe All-American Kate is going to come out tomorrow. the clown after that next week. And then the week after that will be into the Hallowed Blight. Probably a week after that would be Doctor and Nurse, and then a week after that would be Alpine Kate. That's what I think anyway. I think you would want to spread the Kates out pretty far apart, just so that you don't have Kate offering one week after another on top of each other. That's my guess for when this stuff is going to come out. Who knows? Maybe the Victorian and the Alpine Kate will be even further down the line. Maybe they'll want to offer those outside of this Hallowed Blight event. I expect the Hallowed Blight event is probably going to last 2 weeks through till November after Halloween is over. But we'll see what happens. So that's all I have for you on the cosmetics. Now we're going to talk about the actual event. So somebody showed me these from a Discord server, and it looks like this Hallowed Blight is going to be similar to the barbecue event or the Chinese New Year event, where you had to put in an offering to spawn specialty hooks and generators. So I believe that these pustula petals is going to be something that we'll buy in our blood web, and if we put it in as an offering, they're going to bring specialized hooks and generators in the form of these flowers for us to either work on or hook survivors on. And in doing so, I believe we're going to earn tokens of some sort for some kind of cosmetics. What those are, I don't know. So we have this mound of flowers, which I think is the generator. And then this other one that's very tall, which looks like it could be used as the hook. Somebody put these on a Discord server as in-game models, and I think that's what they are. So we're going to be like poking flowers to earn tokens. I don't exactly know. Maybe these are going to be on top of the generator and on top of the hook. I don't know. But that's the thought right now, is that these you play these pustula petals to spawn these specialty in-game hooks and generators to earn something. We'll have to see what it is. That's about all I know. And then there are these 3 clapboards icons in the game. They look like movies, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. So people were wondering, does that mean that we're not getting anything license related for Halloween because all of this stuff is in the files? Not necessarily. Like Matthew Cote was hanging out on my Twitch stream today, and he said, obviously I can't talk about any license issues, but know that we're working hard to bring you guys some licensed cosmetics. Are these clapboards placeholders for something that is going to be related to a Halloween event of licensed nature? I don't know. I mean, that looks like a movie to me. Action, you clap the clapboard, right? So I don't know what that is all about, but those are in the files as well. And then there's like this little graduation cap and this mini med kit. Don't know what any of this means, but we're going to find out on October the 19th, it looks like. So stay tuned. This is the stuff that the Spelunkers revealed and sent to me. We'll see what comes of it. I don't have any inside information as a fog whisperer, so I'm not leaking anything. So I've always said that while I'll be respectful of my fog whisperer relationship with the behavior company, if something is public knowledge and it's out there, then I'm certainly going to share it with all of you viewers. But if it's something that only I know, the leak is not going to come from me. But this, like I said, this is all over Discord and Reddit, so I'm bringing it to you. And thanks for watching. We'll have to see what happens with this Hallowed Blight event. I'm always up for an event and earning some free stuff, so I'm going to be there waiting with bated breath on October the 19th to see what I have to do to earn some tokens and unlock some stuff. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. We'll see you next time, and bye-bye.